Hey Dreamsteaders, today I'm going to show you how I make this orange and lemon marmalade. So we keep lots of fruit in the house for the baby. We'll break it up and give her little pieces of it, but I knew these were about to go, so I wanted to incorporate a recipe that would be super easy that we could save so we wouldn't waste any of the food. Now you start by chopping up everything very finely. I did about 5 or 6 mandarin oranges and 1 whole lemon. The lemon juice has pectin in it, so it helps it stand up on its own. You don't really have to do a whole lemon, but I really wanted to use it. Go ahead and put it in a medium-sized pot. Now I did half the amount of sugar you're supposed to put in it. Go ahead and add 2 cups if you want it really sweet. And it calls for 2 cups of water. The sugar helps jams and marmalades thicken. So if you want to replace that, the thickness, you can just add a little bit of a pectin pouch. But the natural pectin in the whole lemon really helped this recipe. And believe it or not, that's it. The only part you need now is heat and time. Bring it to a boil and keep stirring. You're going to put a lid on it and then you're going to turn it down to low on your stove and just keep stirring it every now and again. And basically you want the fruit to break down and get super soft because those peels are super thick. Now you'll know this is done when you can break the peels right apart with a spoon. It should have the consistency of a gel and it can stand up on its own. You can put a plate in the freezer, take it out, and then put some of this marmalade directly on the plate and it should stand up. I quickly changed my mind with this little cute ladle. We need the big boy. I would have been here all day. Okay, leave yourself some room at the top of the jar. You want to make sure it has enough room to seal properly when you can it. I didn't have a whole lot for this last jar, so I'm just going to put this one in the fridge after it cools off. But for the rest of these jars, they're going in the canning pot. I'm getting my lids ready, and before I put the lids on, I'm cleaning these up and I'm wiping off the top. This keeps away bacteria and makes for a good seal. Make sure every part of your mason jars are sterilized before you start putting food in them. The best way to do this is to boil them in your canning pot. Just screw your lids on finger tight. I already pre-boiled my water here so I wouldn't have to waste any time. Carefully place your jars in the rack. I like to let them sit there over the steam for just a couple seconds, that way it's not a drastic temperature change. You do have to be mindful of the temperature changes, taking things in and out, because the glass can actually explode. I actually added some more water in there, off camera. Make sure the water is about 1 inch above the lid. The fridge jar is starting to cool off and you can see how thick it is. Oh man, that fresh citrus flavor is delicious. If you're canning with 8-ounce jars, you only need about 10 minutes in a rolling boil. I turned the stove off and I'm just letting these guys hang out over the steam for a little bit so it keeps it from having a crazy temperature change. This recipe goes really good on buttered toast. And if you're looking for an idea to do a marinade, this would go really great on chicken or steak. Now make sure you test your lids before you go putting them on the shelves. I screwed off the lid and I'm just kind of testing it and seeing if it'll move. And I think this one's pretty good. Do a little upside down test here. Oh yeah, these are all ready for the shelf. Leave them on the counter for 24 hours, undisturbed while they cool down. Always put a date on your cans, that way you can rotate them in and out of your shelf. First in, first out. Thanks for watching guys, we'll see you in the next one.